Well, the countdown is on for the Iowa caucuses taking place in less than 2 weeks on January 15th. The Republican nominating contest, the first in the nation, is seen as a testing ground of sorts for presidential candidates as voters discuss, debate, and eventually cast their private ballot for whom they would like to see as the presidential nominee. And joining us now to discuss the Catholic vote in Iowa is Tom Chapman, Executive Director of the Iowa Catholic Conference. Tom, good to be with you today. I know you have your pulse, of course, on the Catholic community in Iowa. What do you see as the top issues or priorities for the faithful?
Well, we always encourage people to get involved in the political process in light of their faith. So here in Iowa, certainly over the past few years, there's been a lot of discussion about protecting women and children and getting them the resources they need if they become pregnant. We've also in Iowa passed a heartbeat abortion bill that is now at our Supreme Court. So we've done some work on that, and also did a lot of work on parental choice in education. And so many children in Catholic schools in Iowa this fall got a scholarship through the state. And so we're excited about that. And I think you'll see a lot of interest from Catholic voters on that.
Yeah, Tom, I know that you really can't endorse any one candidate, but who do you think maybe the strongest on some of the issues that matter the most to Catholics? Can you say?
Well, I can say that, many of the candidates, many people I respect in Iowa support all three of the different big candidates, actually all four. And so in that sense, I think there's a lot of people who are looking at the principles and trying to decide what's the right thing for that. I don't see any reason to think the polls are wrong in Iowa in terms of the strength of the former president. But sometimes there are surprises on caucus night. You never know if there's going to be a snowstorm or something like that, and how committed people are to getting out and voting for their candidate.
Yeah, I'm curious about this, Tom. I mean, how different or maybe similar are the priorities for Catholic Iowans compared to Iowans in general? Is there much difference?
Yeah, I think in some ways there is really no such thing as a Catholic vote, in the sense that most people vote according to their team, and what their team says rather than their faith. And that's something that we're always trying to get across in our communications with Catholics, is really take a look at what the principles of the Catholic Church are, and, do some discernment in your conscience, and then go take action on that. And so we're talking about things very consistently. We have a very special concern for the poor, here in Iowa. So I would say that, Catholics are kind of all over the place in terms of their partisanship, but I think there's a lot of unity around what the principles are of the Catholic Church.
And I understand that Catholics make up around 30% of the population there in Iowa. That said, how active are they in the caucus process, if at all?
Well, I would say very active. The vast majority of people in Iowa are registered to vote, and we get a good amount of people turn out to party caucuses. Caucuses are just neighborhood meetings. And so people get together and talk about issues and express their presidential preference. And so in the Republican Party this time, they're going to do that in person, and the Democrats have a mail-in process. But it's a really great opportunity to look your neighbor in the eye, talk about important issues. And of course, Iowans think that they should meet candidates before they vote for them. So, my text on my phone are blowing up these days with different meetings that the public's being invited to with, DeSantis and Nikki Haley and former President Trump. And so people have an opportunity to get in front of these people and put eyes on them and see what's important. And we encourage people to bring their faith to it, ask the questions they want to ask, and then make their decision.
Tom, before we wrap up, real quick, what is this major political event? What does it mean for the state of Iowa and for the faithful as well?
Well, I think for us, it really is a great opportunity for the faithful to get involved and try to make a difference in our society. It's very important that they do that on a regular basis now at the caucuses and later in the general election. We certainly, it's a good thing, I think, for business in Iowa, and certainly the political business. It's a good thing for the TV stations to run all the ads. But I think more importantly, it's important for just the average person in Iowa to get to have a choice to have their voice heard across the country. And so we certainly encourage people to get out there and participate on the 15th.
Tom Chapman, Executive Director of the Iowa Catholic Conference, thank you so much. We appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you very much.